Five, please.
All right. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Hello. Okay. We have Stephanie White. We can start with questions in the room. Who'd like to start? Maggie?
You guys had your first back-to-back today or yesterday. What was that like recovery-wise and travel-wise?
Oh, it's tough. It's certainly tough. I think, everybody in the league goes through it. I'm envious of the teams that get to go through it in their home and home back-to-backs or have a little bit more time in between early starts and late starts and those kinds of things. But it is what it is. I mean, certainly, I think the biggest thing is just that everybody be ready to go. Like our energy can't wane. We've got to make sure that we're competing at a high level for 40 minutes, and it's part of the job. Well, I think first and foremost, you oftentimes probably take for granted her greatness, right? And the things that she does. And I mean, she's a player who nearly averages a triple double, who night in and night out is instrumental in making winning plays, whether those are the plays that show up on the stat sheet or not. And so I think for her, it's continuing to gain recognition for things that she has always done, and oftentimes, has been under the radar.
Brendan?
Ty has a game like that last night. Century, I think, I would say for that. You mentioned you wanted to
Yeah.
seven first quarter points and not to have a clear night. That's Ty posted.
I think just congratulating her on a great game. I felt like with the lineup that we had in the second quarter, we were able to move Ty off the ball a little bit. Obviously we can't do that with everybody because of size issues, but it allowed her to just be a spot up shooter. And it took some pressure off of her to handle 94 feet, to get everybody in offense, and then to pressure 94 feet, on the other end. I think oftentimes, whether it's from a fan perspective or an outside perspective, you don't realize how much of a mental drain it is when you're a point guard, especially if you're a scoring point guard. Sometimes it takes away from your ability to free up your mind to just knock down shots. So, V played great, and we were able to have a couple of scenarios from a lineup standpoint where Ty was able to play off the ball, and I think it just kind of freed her up to just play, and it was really good for her.
Just play off that. So is that a situation where Veronica was ready for that moment, or just does that matchup?
Both. I think V was ready, and she came in and she instantly changed the game. With on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. So I think she was ready. And then from a matchup standpoint, their guards were small on the perimeter, so it allowed us to play a little bit of a smaller lineup. And we liked that. And I think there were times, or there have been times where we would like to be able to do that. We did that with Ty and T, at times last year, and we'd like to be able to do that, but we can't do it at the expense of giving up size on the defensive end of the floor if with teams that are going to exploit it.
Natalie?
Defense has been really crucial across the league this season. In your eyes, how valuable are defenders like Mia Coffey, and what challenges we should face?
I mean, defenders are incredibly valuable. I think that whenever you're putting game plans together, or whenever we're talking about players, it's like can they play both ends? I think the days are long gone where you can just have players who are playing on one end of the floor, and unless they're outscoring their opponent, outscoring their matchup, by a lot. You can't have somebody that's on the floor that's getting 10 and giving up 15. You just can't do it. The margin for error in this league is so small. But Nia Coffey is unique because she's long, she's athletic, she can guard multiple positions. Her speed and lateral movement allow her to guard guards. Her verticality and her ability to use that length on the interior allows her to guard bigs. And so she's somebody that can create some matchup problems, not just because of her ability to block shots and get stops, but because she can switch in multiple situations and she can continue to put pressure on offense.
Drika?
I think she stepped up and knocked shots down with confidence. She shot really well in shoot around that day. She shot really well in practice the day before, and I think just stepping up and knocking them down with confidence. For our team as a whole, we've struggled from the 3-point line, and they're in there in the gym and they're working and they're getting shots up. I think sometimes the types of shots we're getting when we're doing that is important. Shots that you're going to get in offense. Making sure it's at game speed, as opposed to just kind of walking into it. But I think the biggest thing with Nay is just continuing to trust the process. Not getting too down. She always impacts the game for us defensively, and with her ability to get to the rim and get to the foul line. I think when she saw that first 3 go down, it was kind of a exhale, and it freed her up to shoot with confidence.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.